So 6 days, Dennis, now from the new season. I presume optimism abounds at Widnes, does it?
Yeah, we're in a good place at the moment. We're pretty healthy. The squad's looking pretty strong. We've been through the processes that we've tried to work through in the pre-season, and we're in a good space. We've got a core of players that have been on this track for the last 2 or 3 years. We've got players that have got great capabilities and abilities in the team through recruitment. So there's a great feel of anticipation. It's not so much up to optimism as we're just chomping at the bit really to get going, and it means something.
Mm-hmm. And your last outing pre-season was Saints, and very good performance. It must give you a boost in numerous ways, I would have thought.
Well, we weren't outside. The only people that weren't shocked by what happened at St Helens were us. Mm-hmm. I think we knew that what we were trying to get, and once we got some good combinations on the field, and we started with a solid team, and we kept that team on the field. The things that we'd worked on would come together. We went into that game knowing that actually we wanted a really good performance, but we actually wanted to win as well, because that would give us a confidence boost going into the start of the year. Mm-hmm. And the Halifax game was a bit of a kick in the pants, but we always knew what it was as a group. Mm-hmm. And we knew it was our first real run out together. There were still lads in there that were getting opportunities for working hard through the pre-season, and it was a bit of a, just a bit of a wake up for a couple of things that we need to do better, and the intensity that we need to carry against a Super League opposition.
Mm-hmm. And all of your new boys showed a little bit of their capabilities in that game.
Yeah, it's really hard to, again, the pre-season it's here just to get you in some kind of rhythm, to get you a feel for the people around you, to get you, I don't want to say not used to the pain, but just accustomed to what it's like to play again when it's full bore. And so like the pre-season games against championship sides, there's always that little bit of something in reserve. Mm-hmm. And the nice thing about playing a side like St Helens is that they know that they're going to be the sides that we're going to have to roll in and out of each week. Mm-hmm. So you come into that and you know that you have to start performing. And I say Corey just starting to find his rhythm again, and he's been here now long enough and trained enough to get a feel for what's around him, and showed some of his the skills that we brought him here for. And I say Chris was fantastic as well, Chris Bridge. So we're excited about how much better he can get like that. That's the first game Chris has played in about 6 months because of his injury towards the end of last year, and like I said, just working through a pre-season. So there's so much more to come from Chris.
Mm-hmm. And it's giving you other lads, I think, isn't it, Dennis? So just a reminder, I've got to earn this shirt.
Well, we've got the competition now for places, because what we've got as well, and what we've tried to create, is that we've got some really multifunctional players, and it's one of the part of the modern game is the fact that you've got 4 or 5 players that can cross-contaminate in any position. Like we've got centres that can play in the back rowers that can play in the centre, centres that can play in the wing, back rowers that can play in the front row. I mean, hookers that can play in the halves. We've got a real good combination of players that, in the top 25, we can switch around to keep that Super League intensity throughout the team. And the quality of people means that the quality of practice goes up, which means that like the actual intensity needed by the players to be able to get in the side also has to go up. And I think we've seen it in abundance. I think Steph Marsh at the moment, I've not seen him be as good in pre-season all the time I've been here. I think he knows that he's got to really push hard, and he's been exceptional throughout the pre-season.
Your latest recruit, Dennis, is fresh off the plane, isn't he? Chris Houston, how's he turned up?
He looks good. Well, he looks tanned. It's always a bonus. So he looks well. He's in good shape. The problem with Chris is that, like mostly, he hasn't had a pre-season game. He's been training, and he looks, like I say, he looks athletic. He looks fit. Until he gets out on the field and he runs, the level of intensity that has been missing in his training has been the fact that he's not had anybody to work with. He hasn't done any real contact yet. So they're the next steps with him. We'll see how he goes this week. The beauty at the moment is that I've got a pretty healthy squad. There's probably only Alex Jarrett at the moment that's still not going to make it for the selection process for the first game. So that makes it all the more exciting for me. It's going to be a tough week.
So Charlie Runciman is expected to play.
Yeah, Charlie will be in the selection panel, and like I say, he's been training really good. Like I said, Charlie's not had any time away from it. The only problem with Charlie was he couldn't do any contact because of the operation on his finger.
Wakefield, no disrespect to Wakefield, but they were the whipping boys of the league last year. I think Widnes played them 3 times. He probably racked up 150 points, probably across those 3 games. But they've had a radical turnaround of personnel, haven't they?
They won the first 3 games last year. They went away and at home and they beat some quality opposition on here. So we go there fully loaded, understanding that, like I said, this year starts next week, and we're not warming into it. We've had our pre-season games. We know that it's important for us to get a good start, and they're going to come out and everybody's writing them off, which gives them a bit of fire in their belly. We spoke about the fact that nobody's really given us as much of a chance this year, but internally we're really excited. Externally they can think what they want to, but like day in day out these lads have been getting better and better, and we're excited by what's to come this year. But it all starts for real next week against a side that's changed lots of personnel. Has got a fantastic coach and has got a lot of things to, like I say, a lot of ammunition to go out there and fire and put things right that they don't think is being said nicely about them.
Has any of the talk in the Vikings camp in the last couple of weeks been about expectations for the year, or is it a take it as you come thing?
Yeah, we've got our own ambitions and we've got our own. We don't really deal in expectations. Expectations are external forces. We have aspirations. We have players that want to do certain things that we spoke about in our individual purpose meetings, and we understand that players, they want some recognition for some of the things that they do across the league, and that leads then into how well the team's playing. But I think if you went to 12 pre-season media days, you'd probably get 12 answers of, we'd like to be in a final and we want to win something. I think that's 12 teams saying the same things. What we try and do here is like I say, aspirationally we work day in, day out. This is not what we do, it's who we are. It's all the cliched stuff that flies around, but what we try and do here is we try and live it.
Changing tack, when Bennett might be the next England coach or involved with the England setup. Is that an Australian in charge of England?
Well, he's a great coach, isn't he? So, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, he's experienced enough to gather enough information. Does he know enough about the English game so far? He's got lots of contacts, lots of people around the game. So yeah, I can imagine that he's going to do a lot of digging to find out what he needs to know. He could probably ask his assistant coach who played a test match against us here this year. So it should be a good conversation. But as the Brisbane Broncos are getting ready, they've got the head coach of England and the head coach of New Zealand in the same office. So that should make for an interesting conversation.
Widnes have announced an initiative not dissimilar to last year's initiative at Magic Weekend this year, with the Toon-themed shirt and getting the fans involved and getting their name on it. Another good thing for the club.
Yeah, it's about generating a feel-good factor in different part of the world, but it's also getting people to buy into the fact that we're in our community. We care about lots of different aspects of the game, and it's something that we really got involved with last year. It was one of those highlights of the year. Not just the quality of the performance we put out, the quality of the shirt, the quality of support that we gained when we were up in Newcastle, but the whole community as well. We went up there and played our pre-season game against Newcastle Thunder, and like I said, the fans, there was plenty of fans there and plenty of Widnes shirts mixed in amongst the Newcastle Thunder supporters. So it's good for us to get a foothold in that part of the world that's so highly sporting.